thing about it is, if people are not trying to go on the same path as you, they are a liability and they are anchoring you down. Like, they are trying to anchor you down and play in the same place that they are in, right? So in these particular relationships, you got to be very strategic with who you allow to be in your inner circle. What's going on, world? And welcome back to the Pursuit of the Good Life podcast, your favorite podcast that helps you grow both personally and professionally. I'm your host with the most, your favorite coach, the Kameron Lovelace, helping you create your version of the good life every single Thursday. What's going on, y'all? I hope y'all are having a phenomenal day. We are officially in September. And like I said, if you tuned into the LinkedIn Live yesterday, you know that I announced that it is self-improvement month representing September. You know how all these months just have a whole lot going on in different aspects. And so I just like, you know what does September have going on? And of course, we got different things like Suicide Awareness Week, you know, different things like that. But the whole month actually can be dedicated to self-improvement week. So on that same note, what I'm going to start doing for this entire month is we're going to dedicate each of the episodes of the Pursuit of the Good Life to self-improving. And so just starting to think about, you know, what can you do to take up the challenge to improve yourself for the entire month. So just to make it simple, y'all know how I always do. Those of you who are loyal listeners, y'all know it always boils down to the core 4 aspects of your life. Of course, revisiting it, that is the physical aspects of your life. So that, you know, your diet, your exercise, all of those type of things, your mental, making sure that your mindset, making sure that you're dealing with your stress, you're dealing with your emotion, you're dealing with all of that, your financial. So making sure that your money's right. You're like taking, you know, maybe learning something about stocks, maybe in making some investment, maybe in putting something to the side. And of course, your balance. So that is your emotional, you know, well-being with your family. Your spirituality is wrapped up in the balance. That's what keeps everything stable. That's really the foundation of everything else. But if you try to frame it in those 4 areas, you'll probably have some success if you're thinking about self-improvement. But I find it ironic that actually self-improvement is actually like on the cusp of fall. So it's like after, like, you know, 2 quarters of working hard and, you know, going through summer and going through spring, school year is about to start, is that now like September is dedicated specifically to improving yourself. I just find that interesting, the timing of it all. Just after 9 months now is the time to self-improve. I would think that self-improvement would be, you know, January, right? But regardless of what it is. But there are specific aspects that I want to talk about specifically on self-improvement. And that is actually how to improve yourself by taking away something. Addition by subtraction, if you will, right? And I was reading last night because, you know, well, y'all don't know, but for this month, what I'm doing to intentionally embrace self-improvement this month, I'm trying to read more. So I'm gonna try to read 2 books this month. So I'm gonna have to block out time. I have to take breaks from, you know, scrolling and watching Netflix and Hulu with my wife and all that good stuff. But I'm gonna have to. My goal is to read 2 books, because I have a bad habit of starting books but never finishing them. So I'm gonna actually finish 2 books, and I'm taking a break from alcohol this month. And of course, you know, things. I got my business goals that I'm reaching for, of course. But I was reading one of the books that I'm going to finish, and it talked about how to be really intentional about the people around you, right? And sometimes how you have to subtract somebody in order to really get to where you're trying to get to. And it used the example, this book in particular is a spiritual based book. And it used the case of Jonah. Those of you who are, who went to, Bible school, Sunday school, all that type of stuff. That Jonah, God, he wanted Jonah to go to Nineveh, I believe it was, and preach the gospel and all that good stuff. And he was like, "Nah, I ain't trying to go there." And he ran from God, and he ended up getting on a boat, right? And the analogy that the book used was that, when God sent the storm to come after Jonah, it was his relationship with the people on the boat. Because he got on the boat with all these people, everybody had to take the brunt of the storm. It wasn't like just Jonah was getting an individual storm. It was the whole entire ship that was taking the brunt of the storm. And even when Jonah said, like, "Yo, it's me, just throw me overboard and y'all will be safe," the people on the boat actually denied it at first. They was like, "Nah, we're gonna find a way. We're gonna keep everybody on the boat. We're not gonna throw you overboard. We just not gonna do it." And the storm still was running down. They was just in denial. And the book kind of articulated how this is how we are in relationships. This is how we are when we have somebody. Let's use the word toxic, for example. That is very commonly used in our culture now. If we have a toxic friend, no matter how long we've been in friendship, relationship, whatever ship that we're in with this person, oftentimes we get the consequences because of our relationship with this person. And so the only way that we can get out of some situations, that there are some situations that we can only get out of once we subtract that particular friend from out of the ship. And I know that sometimes is a hard thing to do because maybe it's a relative, maybe it's your quote unquote best friend that you've been known for over 10 years, maybe even 15, 20 years. But it's just interesting. And it's also interesting because I have a client who's actually who had a similar situation where she had to subtract one of her good friends that's been quote unquote a best friend for over a decade. But then she realized that, what, you're not, and I'm not going to go too deep on the situation, but she realized that, this friend is not good for me and my future that I'm headed. And I'm not willing to make excuses for this person anymore. I'm just not. And so what are the things in your life, in your relationship, not just your relationship, excuse me, that if you subtract it from your life, there are so much more things that you could do. There are levels in your financial life. There are levels in your personal life that you can accomplish if you just subtract this one thing. Maybe even not one thing. Maybe it's particular things, right? So I've told y'all about this before as far as my dietary challenges, right? Um, and I'm always looking to get better in my health. I'm trying to actively, and I don't want to look at where I am now. I'm trying to look at where I want to be in 10, 20, 30, 50 years now. I want to make sure that when I'm old that my goal is just to be able to have everything that I was born with, right? I want to keep my same hip. I want to keep my same knee. I don't want to have a knee replacement. I don't want to have I don't want to have a shoulder. I don't want to have a tight. I don't want none of that. Let me have everything that I came into this world with. That's really my ultimate goal. And so part of that is making sure that I not only am physically fit, but also that I'm refueling it with the right things. But neither here nor there. But I've told y'all that one of the dietary challenges that I have is often sweets, right? And so I started to just look into, my particular blood type. And the thing about self-improving yourself is you've got to make this personal for you. So part of what I'm learning is that each specific blood type has a particular diet that works great for them. And so one of the things that, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, for O type. So if you're an O type listening to this, you might want to lean in a little bit. that is not good for us is bread, alcohol, and like sugars. Specifically, that's really like hard for our blood types to, I guess, digest well, or to convert it into energy. I don't know the exact science behind it, but it says like these are the ones that are not good for us, right? And those are things that I like. So you're telling me like if I get away from the things that I love, like the things that I love to eat, like I told you, like my like garlic bread, bread sticks, waffles, pancakes, things that are breaded up, things that I love to eat. You telling me if I take a break for those, if I lay off the alcohol a little bit, if I cut back on my sugar intake, not only will my body slim down more in the direction I want it to go, but you're telling me that I'll have more energy. You're telling me that I won't feel very sluggish. And okay, now let's tune that up. What's that going to do? That's going to give me more energy to go out and do other things. That's going to give me more energy when not just working out, but spending more time with my wife, going out and actually doing something, maybe not getting overheated, not getting tired. Okay, that gives me more energy to get up earlier in the morning and get things done for my business, for getting notes done, getting things prepared for sessions. Like, it's subtracting those things that we love that might be a detriment to us that can allow us to propel forward. What if I could show you exactly what's holding you back from reaching your greatest potential? What if I could help you see the most effective areas in your life that you should be spending the most time in instead of wasting it in all these other areas? What if I could help make your most intimate relationships even better? Would that interest you? Well then, my friend, I would like to welcome you into the jungle. The W2J program is designed to help you grow not just professionally, but personally as well. You're not only going to get a customized 22-page report that's going to show you what animal you are, your secret superpower, your weaknesses, your ideal environment to be most effective, communication style. It's going to show you it all. But I'm going to spend an hour with you so that you can implement it into your life immediately. So what are you waiting for? Click the link below this video, go to the website, and schedule your assessment and your appointment today. And now, back to the show. And for some people, it might not even be that deep as far as your health. Some people, it might be just video games. Some people, it might be social media. Some people, it might be YouTube. It might be those streaming platforms that we love. Like I said, we love the shows. We love the Netflix. We love the Hulus. We love the Disney Plus. We love all the streaming services. But I'm telling you, if you take the time and subtract that time from streaming, let's not even say cold turkey. Let's say you cut it down to 2 hours instead of 10 hours a weekend, and you invest that extra 8 hours into getting a certification, into applying for grad school, into working on your business. If you apply that same amount of energy, subtract it from streaming, and put it into something that's going to build your life and your career, man, that's a game changer. But we have to be intentional with the things that we're subtracting from, right? And so that's of course a small change that we can make. But Kameron, really, I know, like, you looking at me, okay, you talking that good talk, but you know it's not that easy. Like, you making it sound real simple, and that, I mean, really it is. But I'm gonna entertain you for a second, because especially when it comes to relationships, friendships, family ships, if you will, those things can be, of course, pretty tough to disengage with. And let me put it to you this way: you can either have a direct approach or you can have a passive approach about it, right? So the passive approach, which majority of you will probably do, is you could just make it extremely uncomfortable for them to be around you. And by that, I mean, like, so let's say, for example, they are used to living a certain lifestyle, going to certain places, being with certain people, doing certain activities. And when they ask you to do it, you just say, oh, no, I'm not really trying to do that anymore. But I'm busy working on this. You wanna come help me out with this? You wanna help me do this, that, and third? Right? And they're like, nah, okay, I'll just catch you next time, right? And then they ask you again, like on, yo, you want to come with us, go with us to the club or go hang out with these people at such and such, yada yada yada. And you say, nah, but I'm gonna be working on this, but you can come over and help me too. Da, da, da. They say, nah, da 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 da. And then it's gonna get to the point to where they don't they don't even ask you anymore because they know what you own, right? And then so it's that slow, subtle drift that you can have, a very passive approach to it. Like you still got love for them, like you like, and don't get me wrong, like this isn't like a complete like subtract, like eliminate from your life. But the thing about it is, if people are not trying to go on the same path as you, they are a liability and they are anchoring you down. Like they are trying to anchor you down and play in the same place that they are in, right? So in these particular relationships, you got to be very strategic with who you allow to be in your inner circle, because it is that companionship. It's those interactions, it's those conversations that's going to challenge each one of you to even grow even higher, right? Like just think about it. If you are a student, like like let's go back in time for a second, 19, 20, 21. If you hanging out with people who don't value their education, who just value turning up, parties, getting with the opposite sex, drinking, smoking weed, XYZ, you name it. If they're prioritizing that, then what are the conversations that you are having about? It's not going to be about graduating. It's not going to be about getting a job with your degree. It's going to be about, just living in the moment, YOLO, fear of missing out, doing all these type of things. But if you hung around people who were about it, who were about, oh man, yeah, I got to go to the library, hang out. And then you start thinking, you know what? I think I need to go to the library too. You'd be like, yeah, I got time. I'm gonna go to the library. Like you get what I'm saying? Like the relationship that you have, it's influenced by the conversations. And as a result of those conversations, as a result of those interactions, in result of those beliefs, that can result in your future just because of the close proximity that you're sharing with these people. So you could passively like exercise and excuse yourself, or you could just be direct and say, yeah, nah, man, I'm just not on that no more. Like you cut the head off the snake like immediately and say, yeah, man, I'm not really trying to do that no more. I'm trying to work on, things that I got going. And some of y'all might be real comfortable with doing that. Some of y'all need to get comfortable doing that because some of y'all have issues with boundaries. Some of y'all have issues standing up for yourself and doing what's really good for you. Some of y'all don't want to hurt people's feelings, but you want to have your feelings hurt. You want to have your stuff go down the toilet. You want to have your time wasted by doing things with people that have no more benefit to you any longer. Some of y'all need to pony up. Put your big boy pants, put your big girl pants on. And be more direct about the direction that you're going in. Now, I would encourage you to give them a chance, because that's something that the story with Jonah talked about. He told him, he's like, look, I'm the toxic one. I'm the tumor on this ship. I'm the one who's causing this storm. I know that it's God, coming for me, right? And you can give me all your problems be away. You can tell them like, look, I'm not on this no more. I'm trying to do some things with my health, with my wealth, with my mindset, with my family. Yo, I can't be a part of that no more. And so you have to be comfortable picking yourself before anybody else. You have to be comfortable deciding, you know what? I have to get rid of these things, or I have to at least cut back on these things and take that same energy, take that same time and put it into these productive vehicles that's going to get me where I'm trying to go to. You have to do that if you want to be successful in your career, if you want to be successful in life, if you want to be successful in business. You have to be willing to subtract the negative things and pump them into the positive things that you need. That's what this is all about. But you have to be intentional about it. You cannot be passive. It doesn't. Don't just think that this just happens. Don't think that you just, you just suddenly say, you know what, I'm not feeling Netflix no more. It's like, nah, fam. It's like you got to be intentional. It's like, yo, I'm not touching Netflix on Thursday night. I'm gonna spend the entire Thursday night building my website. I'm gonna spend the entire Friday night shooting content instead of going to the club. I'm gonna spend, instead of eating out, I'm intentionally cook. Who knows that you just can't accidentally cook? Like you just can't go into your fridge and just say, you know what, I'm just gonna throw something together and then it turns out good. No. You have to have the recipe. You have to plan for the meal. So you have to go to the store, get your grocery list, get the ingredients you need. Get your main course, get your side dish, get your veggies. Get water or get your juice, get whatever pairs with it. You have to be intentional about it. You can't just accidentally wake up one day and say, you know what, I feel like cooking, unless you've got the ingredients, right? And so you have to be the same level of intentionality with the things that you're trying to achieve. And sometimes you have to, not even say sometimes, you have to have that same level of intentionality with the things that you're subtracting, right? So even if you have the Dave Ramsey approach to things like getting out of debt. So for those of you who don't know who Dave Ramsey is, he's this phenomenal financial guru in the space that is all about debt elimination, right? Does not believe in debt, no shape or form, right? And the way that he usually does it is that he has people do the debt snowball, which is where you pay off the little debt, and then you take the money from the little debt and apply it to the next big debt, and then you keep going up and then working on that. But in that process, it's a lot of sacrifice to say you will not go out. You will not spend above this amount of money each month. So he's like, you got to be on the rice and beans diet, because rice and beans really cheap. So you're not going out to eat. You're not going out on these vacations. You're not going out with family. You're not spending any extra money outside of the minimums, and then all the extra money is going towards the elimination of your debt. So instead of paying the minimum, you paying triple that, maybe quadruple that in some cases, depending on your income. But it's being very intentional about that, subtracting from the things that have been bleeding my bank account, subtracting from the things that have been giving me short-term pleasure but not giving me the long-term results that I need. And so you got to have that same level of intentionality when you are subtracting something. Don't just accidentally subtract stuff. Don't just, I'm not feeling you no more, goodbye. No, be very strategic with the things that you're subtracting to add value to your life. Addition by subtraction. Remember that. So I want to challenge each one of you today who's listening. I want you to think about specifically in the 4 areas of the core 4. What are things that I can subtract that will increase my development in these areas, right? So let's think about it. Your physical, your mental, your financial, and the balance. What are the things that you can subtract to add value to every single one of these areas, specifically for self-improvement month? Now, if you want to take this on with you into October, go right ahead. But that's what I'm doing right now for the month of September. Addition by subtraction. Is that an oxymoron? I don't know. But all right, y'all, that is the episode for this week. Hope you guys are very much enjoyed it. If you are listening to this on audio platforms, do me a huge favor. Not only subscribe to the podcast, because that helps out a huge bunch, but also leave a review. We only do 5-star reviews here. Like help me up raise on the charts a little bit. Like it's like it helps the algorithm. It helps all that by rating and reviewing the podcast. Helps out a big bunch. If you're watching this on YouTube, do me a huge favor and do the same thing. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, comment your favorite part, comment your thoughts, and of course, share this with somebody who truly needs it. All right, y'all. So I hope y'all have a great, phenomenal Labor Day weekend. Try not to, get too crazy and stay safe. This COVID is very much real, so be safe. But y'all know how we're doing it. We helping y'all create your version of the good life every single Thursday. But until then, we'll see you next week.